thank you for coming here today to remember Joseph George Murphy. When someone we care about, someone we love, sadly dies, even if it's half expected, we are changed by our loss. And this is a difficult time for everyone, but especially for those who grieve. And the world might feel less dependable, less safe. And we know that there are others, family and friends, who can't be here with us but are thinking of Joey today. And between us all together, we'll try our very best to do him proud. And some of us have been here together before. And as we remember Joey, we might think of all those loved ones who are often in our thoughts. If Joseph George Murphy's life story was a book, it would be an interesting read. Within the chapters there would be adventure, intrigue, romance, quite a lot of romance. And as in any good book, there would be no doubt tears of both laughter and sadness. But I think as you turned the final page, you would know that it would be one of those special books that stays with you forever. As we all know, baby Jesus was born in Bethlehem to Mary and Joseph. And Joseph Murphy was born to Mary and Joseph, but in Crosby. On the 26th of October, 1951. And reading and hearing some of your memories over the last few days, and I think we can say that Joey Murphy has been a true character and a much loved character. Joey had a sister, Lorraine, and a brother, Christopher, and we think of all his family, those here and those elsewhere. And to be honest, well, everything said today comes from you, for it's your memories and your sentiments that we share. I believe as a small child, Joey had asthma, and he used to be taken to the beach for fresh air by his Auntie Joan. By all accounts, he was more like a brother or a son to her. And eventually the family moved over the water to Bromborough, and Joe went to Woodsley Primary School and then to Wirral Grammar School for boys. And you said his passion was always playing football, and he must have been good. In the past he's played for several semi-professional teams, and he used to get vouchers to get new football boots from Kelly's Sports Shop in Bromborough. Think of Joey Murphy and you'll know that we have to mention Everton Football Club, and how good to see some splashes of blue here today. And Joey rests with the most beautiful blue and white flowers. And I felt it only right to wear my blue suit. And you said Joey used to follow Everton everywhere. He went to Rotterdam in 1985, and he actually stayed in the same hotel as the players' wives. And get this, they even recognised him on the homecoming, on the tour, in the crowds. One time, when he went down down to Wembley with his mates in his minivan, well, they discovered the groundskeeper had left the gates open, so they decided to do a lap of honour before being chased out. You will each have your own favourite memories of Joe. And perhaps you've had a beer with him in the past and put the world to rights. Maybe you remember the time he brought back clogs and Toblerones when he'd gone abroad to watch the football. Maybe you remember his nice smile, or how he was always ready to crack a joke, or how he loved the bookies, and especially the dog and the horse racing. Joe met and married Lynn in 1974 in Ellesmere Port, and Nicky was born in 1975. And Matty came along in 1977, and Joanne arrived in 1984 to complete the family. And family holidays, you said, were to Spain and Malta. Think of Joe and you know that there are 1,000 memories that you could all share. Some of them probably not repeatable here in Chapel. You texted me this memory. When he got pulled by the police going through the Mersey Tunnel, and he got back in the car and said that he'd been speeding. And I think it was Joanne who said, "I thought we'd been stopped because we didn't have our seatbelts on." And Joey was like, "Put them on now." If we were to go through every chapter of Joe's story, we'd need hours and hours. As time went on, Joe's work as an engineer and pipe fitter took him to Abu Dhabi and Qatar, all over the world. And eventually he met and married Jane in 1995. And they lived in Scotland and South Wales, and they had Bobby in 1995 and Billy in 1997 and Joel in 1999. And family holidays then were to Abu Dhabi. What else can we say? How long have we got? Well, as well as his 6 children, we think of Dave and Wendy and Joe, your partners. And I'm told Joey was proud that he had 14 grandchildren. And let's name them. Erin and Jimmy, and Millie and Poppy, and George, and Charlie, and Billy, and Ruby, and Daisy, and Ava, and Eden, and Evie, and Tom, and Ivy. You said he had a strong family bond with Auntie Jo's children. Jackie and Libby and Robbie and Andy and Jane and Grace. You said that Joey spent his final years in Tunisia, where he met Zahara. And we think of her today. Just as we think of all of Joey's friends, including Rocky, who was his best man, I think when he married Lynn, and Kev, who was his apprentice. And I believe it was 2 years ago when Joey sadly took ill after having a stroke in the December, that he came back here to stay with me. And you said he was still a little so-and-so at times. And when he came home to recover, he carried on travelling between the UK and Tunisia. And when his health continued to deteriorate, so he was admitted to the Countess of Chester Hospital, and even there he was still a character with the nurses. And you took him some non-alcoholic beer into hospital. There's so much more we could say. Joey Murphy, he lived life to the full. And maybe we can think of him now, perhaps up in heaven, chatting up the angels. And Joey will always be in your thoughts and in your hearts forevermore. And when you think of him in the future, as you will, may it be with a smile. So how appropriate for Joe that we came into chapel to Everton's theme, Z-Cars. And in a moment we'll listen to the next song that you've chosen. And you might want to take a moment to think of Joey in your own way, your own special memories. Maybe we can all take some time to say a little prayer. In times of silence, love heals. In times of darkness, love sees. And in all times, love remembers. And so we come to the final chapter in the book of Joey Murphy's life. And here in this last act, immune now to the changes and chances of our mortal lot, we commit Joseph George Murphy, aged 68 years, to the keeping of eternity. Joey, as you set off on this, perhaps the greatest adventure of all, with all the mixed emotions that grief can fling at us, with sadness, with confusion, anger perhaps, and with love, so much of that, we bid you a fond farewell, and until we meet again, may you rest in peace. Amen. Please be seated. So today you've accompanied Jerry being here. And you might have realised by now that this hasn't been a traditional funeral service as such. But it has of course been dignified and hopefully, and most importantly, it's been right for Jenny. Though I do wonder if he'd have preferred it if we'd all cracked open a few cans of lager and told a few jokes and talked about Everton. Maybe he'll do that at some point in the future for Jenny. And I'm certain that today Joey would want us to thank all the good people who have been there for him, supporting him when he needed support, the family and the friends. And although they can't be here because they're working, it's good to publicly acknowledge the team at the Countess and also the Cottage Hospital, who I believe were very supportive. And I'd like to thank you, Nikki, for being such a good point of contact over the last 2 weeks. So as we leave here in a short while, we won't shake hands, we won't hug hard, but we know we have to follow the guidelines. And maybe we can all think a group hug. And in these difficult times that we all find ourselves in, let's remember that we are all only a phone call, a text, or an email away from each other. Is it okay if we share a final short poem? Is that right? I heard this on the telly recently. It's a lovely poem, and I hope you gain some comfort from the words. It's by John Greenleaf Whittier, and it's called When Things Go Wrong. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when times are hard and stress is high, when you'd like to smile, but you have to sigh, when all is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint on the clouds of doubt. And you can never tell just how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. And it's when things seem worst that you must not quit. So finally, we never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. And today has been a day for memories, and will hopefully be remembered by you as a special day when between us all we tried our very best to do Joey Murphy